So I spent all of yesterday watching Never Have I Ever season 2, and I have some thoughts. My name is Leah, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining us as we will discuss Never Have I Ever season 2. I feel like I have the qualification and criteria as a South Asian woman to talk about this show.
I'm an actress now, Andy.
Yes. I don't have like a script. I do have notes. I took hella notes.
Air your out. That is so embarrassing for your life and your soul.
While I'm watching this show. But I'm just gonna kind of talk from my heart, you know. So if you want timestamps, they're down below. But you're basically gonna have to watch the whole video to really get the gist of what I'm saying. And comments are not only welcome, they're encouraged, because I know if you're South Asian or if whoever's been watching this show, you have a lot of opinions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come into the light and put your opinions down below.
What did you just say? What did you just say? Come here now. What did you just say?
Okay, put your opinions down below. Don't be a silent watcher, okay? Don't be a silent stalker, because that's what you are. If you don't comment down below, you're a silent stalker.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
A lot of criticism online that Devi does not represent a South Asian girl. Her story is not typical. That she, you know, like, it's hard for us to identify with her because she's just so westernized, I guess. I really identified with Devi this season.
Sweet person, and I don't want to be mean to people.
Like, not maybe last season, but this season, I really saw myself in her. Full disclosure, I would have made a lot of the decisions that Devi made. So
I am what I am, and I'll stand by that, and I'll fucking stand by that.
I think she was so relatable as a character. I think it's really hard to write one character who can represent everyone.
I guess I'm just a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside a bitch.
But I don't think that she was a unrealistic character at all, because I saw so much of myself in her. She has faults and flaws, and that's why we love her, because of her messiness and of her realness. And I just loved that, yes, she's Indian, but that wasn't her whole identity. You know, she's an Indian girl going through things, but her being Indian doesn't make up everything about her personality, and all her problems in life does not come from her being Indian. You know, and I loved that. I loved that about her character. And I think they very seamlessly talked about her being Indian, you know, like with her friendship with Aneesa and stuff like that. So they very seamlessly brought in, you know, they didn't forget that she's Indian, but they didn't make it her whole personality. Devi starts with like being in the car, kissing Ben. So if I like Ben, you see someone who's cool, and then she gets rushed out, and now she's trying to figure out, you know, whether she wants Paxton or Ben, because Paxton, you know, came and like did the bare minimum and left. So
I know how hard I work, and I'm not gonna let it.
This is when I realized I was Devi. While Devi was like making the pros and cons list, and like, should I go with Paxton? Should I go with Ben? Blah blah. I'm just sitting there like, Devi girl, date both of them.
Your typical selfish, backstabbing, slut-faced hoe bag, but
date both of them. You're going to India in a few weeks. It's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to, like, she shouldn't have called them boyfriends. I said this on TikTok as well. She shouldn't call them her boyfriends, but you don't really like either of them that much.
No, I hate you!
You want the experience. Just date both of them, Hans. Like, it's fine.
I'm just kind of enjoying being young and just having fun.
You don't have to promise anyone exclusivity. Like, dating does not mean exclusivity. Just do, like, they don't even run the same social circles. I don't think it was such a big deal. And like, I know people are like, oh my god, she can't do that. Men do it all the time. And
I've been suffering. I suffered for 19 years. It's time for me to shake my ass on a yacht.
You know what happens when you just commit yourself to someone? The way Ben committed himself to Aneesa. He's like, oh yeah, I want to be boyfriend and girlfriend, blah blah blah. And now they're exclusive. Now, if he wants Devi, how messy is it gonna be for him?
And it turns out I'm someone's backup plan yet again.
No. To get out of a relationship with Aneesa, who's exclusive with, try and get with Devi. That's who he wants. It's gonna ruin that friendship.
Guys are fuckers.
Ben, I do not like that character, and I'll come back. But that's just because someone wants to be exclusive from you from the very like beginning or get-go doesn't mean that they're a good character.
that what you said? Is that what you think? Is that what you think, do you?
I don't know why, like, it makes much more sense if Devi had, like, tried to, like, try out the boyfriend-girlfriend thing with, not boyfriend-girlfriend, but, like, try dating Ben, try dating Paxton, see what she likes in a relationship, because she's so young. She's not even freaking 17, she's so young. Like, how is she supposed to know?
You never know. Like, everyone always surprises you in here. You just don't know.
What kind of relationship she wants, what she wants if she just commits herself to someone.
It wasn't the one I wanted. Stop, you can't cry.
It's great to
We should not be giving that message to young girls, like, no. So I'm all here for Devi dating both of them. Should she have called them her boyfriends? Maybe not, but we never saw that exclusivity talk. We never saw it talk about what their expectations were. So I don't know. I'm still Team Devi. I didn't really think she did a big wrong thing. Ben is like, oh, he stopped dating Shira because he wants to be exclusive with Devi. Devi, at that point, I've literally read it in block capital letters. Devi, you still don't owe him just because he broke up with someone. You don't know him. Just because someone does a big romantic gesture, you do not know him. I feel like she feels very obligated to, like, you can see in her character, she feels very obligated. Very Regina George, that scene. But then I was like, afterwards, when Paxton's like regaining his like mobility and stuff, I'm like, why is Devi being blamed for this? What?
What? There. Frick.
And you know what? You know why this physically hurt me? I just related to Devi. It's because I don't know if a lot of other people, if you're South Asian or if you're like, you're the first daughter of a family, you get blamed for a lot of like family stuff where like you're tangibly involved in and you're just like, oh right, this is my trauma, this is my problem and responsibility now. You're the one who went onto the road, go shower the driver. Like, it's not her fault that you lost your swimming scholarship. I'm sorry, like, but she was just being guilted into stuff and Devi just handled it like a boss. She was like, okay, I'm gonna help you, I'll try and tutor you, I'll do this, what can I do to like make you feel better? But I was like, Devi, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Like, yes, you shouldn't, like, he was upset and like you're wrong for like making him feel upset. But at the end of the day, his actions are his actions.
Oh my god, get over yourself.
And Gigi Hadid, oh, Gigi narrating and being like, let's get this girl on Twitter. We need more of Gigi Hadid. I loved her narration, one of the best episodes because of her. So then we come to mid-season where Aneesa arrives. And Aneesa's an Indian girl, but she's basically a more polished, cooler, not prettier, but you know, like the better upgraded version of Devi. Okay.
I remember thinking, she could beat me, but she cannot beat my outfit.
I need Indian friends, so I have Indian friends, and Devi kind of realizing, oh, I'm in this not all white space, but there's no Indians that she could like maybe specifically relate to. And the way Aneesa came and like defended Devi about the nose piercing, saying that she's decolonizing her nose, her friends could never do that because they don't understand Nalini. They don't understand Devi's family and Devi's life, and like they do understand her life, but they don't understand certain parts of her life. But Aneesa immediately knew how to talk to Devi's mom. That was gold. That was actually very beautiful to watch. And
like, I really, really do.
then she'll go into the tent where you know, the whole shagging tent basically, and Devi is pissed.
But I can physically see that I'm better than her in every sense of the word. So
Devi basically is so pissed that she blurts out in front of like two unfortunate women that, oh, I never see Aneesa eat, like she's so like perfect, like maybe she's anorexic.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Now, if either eating disorder and talking about eating disorder triggers you, please just fast forward to the next section, because I'm going to talk about it now in like length. But Devi didn't know that Aneesa has an eating disorder. Devi wasn't trying to intentionally say, start this.
I think what's happened is just a massive level of miscommunication.
This rumor. She wasn't intentionally trying to be like, oh yeah, she has an eating disorder. What happened was she had this moment of, very emotional moment where she sees her ex-boyfriend who has no vim to like tell Aneesa that that's his ex-girlfriend. Like they're friends. Just tell her that's my ex-girlfriend. Anyway.
Guys are fuckers.
But apparently Devi has to be the communicative one. Whatever. She has a very emotional moment. She's in like a height of her emotions, saying like, oh, they're gonna hook up. Her friend,
she's very angry, and
her ex-boyfriend, and she blurts something out. She didn't even know it was true. She was just voicing her like jumbled thoughts out, and it just happened to be with the wrong people.
What I said.
You said no. You're right. I put words in your mouth.
But
that's the way I say, like, I really relate to her. Sometimes I have rageful moments, and I say some dumb stuff. Have I ever said about someone's eating disorder? No, I've never gone that far, but I've said some dumb things in front of people.
There's misunderstandings, miscommunication, and then there's love.
I'm angry, and then later I'm like, oh, shouldn't have said that in front of that person because I was angry in the moment. Like, I shouldn't have done that. We already know that Devi has an anger issue. That is part of her art. So I'm not saying she shouldn't be punished for that. But the way she was punished,
It's diabolical.
the consequences which came from her actions, so out of proportion. I'm sorry, it was so out of proportion from whatever happened. I have sympathy for Aneesa. I really do. I'm not saying I don't. I know a lot of people who would not have admitted to that. I would have just taken that to my grave and tried to be as nice as possible to that person.
Call me when you want to be honest.
Just been like, okay. But like, no, I might have said eventually that I did it. But like, she was the bigger person.
oh, be the bigger person.
But she was treated like she intentionally made up a rumor. That's not what happened. And no one wanted to hear her side of the story. Why is she constantly silenced? All these other characters, they get to say their side of the story, by the way. Especially Nalini. She gets to say her side of the story, or every 24/7. But they're all allowed to say their side of the story. But Devi, no. She's just, you're bad, you're wrong, you're crazy, Devi. Oh, so it's okay for Aneesa to call her crazy Devi?
This is what happens to sneaky backstabbers.
That's okay? Like, so it's okay. That's also not a form of bullying. Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
I'm being politically correct.
I don't understand that. So this vim of like, oh, let me find out who started this, so no one's gonna say for the crazy Devi thing. No, because Devi always takes things to her stride, and she always internalizes her feelings, she always internalizes her pain, and then it just comes out in the wrong way.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Is that really her fault when you look at all the characters who she's with? Anyway, Aneesa goes and tells the principal, you're allowed to do that. Like, I went off her at the moment, but that's my personal thing. That's a personal thing because I have been bullied, and I'm just like, snitches get stitches, bitch. You just sort that out by yourself. But it's fine, But because that's not the way to handle a situation. Like, if I was a teacher, I would want, and you know that they're friends, I would want to get to the bottom of like why this happened. Because you know that they're friends. Like, that's what a good teacher, as someone whose family is in teaching, that's what a good teacher does.
Not of mental, but she's very sensitive at the moment, which she's going to be, isn't she?
Miss, can I just tell her? I'm sorry to hear that your grandma passed away. I actually am. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be upset about that, ain't it, yeah? And then, you know, the only thing is, no one can force me to be a mate or anything, yeah? And I don't want to be mates with you, alright?
You don't just punish someone and say, oh, the problem's solved. So what's gonna happen when Devi comes back to school? Like, you've not solved any. The part which really made my blood boil, and I feel like Devi handled it so well, especially for someone with a rage problem, because I would have snapped. When Ben comes to her house, not Aneesa, by the way. Aneesa, at least I would have like understood, like, she has her own emotions about it. Like, I would have understood Aneesa coming. Ben comes to her house and shouts at her in front of her family.
Unbelievable. I will never forget how they did that.
Joke, a white boy has no ties to his family, so he doesn't understand the gravity of what he did in front of her grandma, and her mom humiliated her. If someone did that to me, well, my dad would be like, you better talk back at that person. If a boy came to my house and shouted at me, my dad would be like, saw him out.
What did you just say? What did you just say? Come here now. What did you just say?
And I would be saying stuff back. That's what would happen. But
you know what? Fuck off. You can fuck off.
If that happened to me, I would never want to be with that person ever again. That disrespect. I just hated that therapist scene where she goes to a therapist and says, oh, I feel bad for Aneesa, but apologizing to her, also get Ben back. And her therapist was like, oh, but that's not what apology should be about. It should be about you being self-sacrificing. You shouldn't be selfish.
90% of the time. Your version of 90 anyways is just unacceptable.
No, but it's both. Like, you can do things for two reasons and it be okay. Like, she can want to be sincere about apologizing to Aneesa and also feel like, oh, this will get me back in Ben's good graces, because Ben came and shouted at her in front of everyone. I'm sorry, like...
What about you having those babies for your brother? Talk about selfish.
What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, it was a really nice thing and all, but it made you feel really good, right?
Yeah, so?
Well, it made you feel good, so that makes it selfish.
Nalini. Kamala, I loved her story. I need an episode in Kamala's voice. Her narration. Who's going to narrate for Kamala? Selena Gomez. But all of her work goes to naught because even though they're friendly with her, they still leave her name off the paper. But Kamala uses a bit of Devi's rage and sense of injustice does come into play, because Devi's like, this is what you should do, this is how you stand up for yourself, and she stood up for herself. I loved it. I wish I was a Kamala because I wouldn't have done it so gracefully. I would have been much less graceful. But
wow, what a shower of
actually
bricks.
happening to me.
Now, I know a lot of people are saying that the advice Prashant gave was misogynistic. No, it's not misogynistic. He gave advice about like keeping your head down, keeping your chin up, in a way that a lot of us South Asians are trained to be, which is docile. I feel like as a South Asian woman, I'm expected to be docile. But docile and like good worker, keep your head down and don't talk back and don't do anything.
Talk to you. It's fine.
If you've watched Hassan Minaj's Homecoming King speech, his whole like monologue thing where his dad just kept his head down. And I really think the problem between Kamala and Prashant is more this real expectation that she needs to get married. She's not ready to get married. She doesn't know. She's still trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life and if this is the path she wants to go on. So I don't necessarily think her and David's teacher have this amazing connection. I just think she needed that pressure to be off.
What? Do you have a plan? I don't even have a plan.
Nalini, I was warming up to you, Nalini. Nalini, like...
I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you!
I really feel bad for Nalini, but after watching Nalini on screen, I turned to my mother and I was like, thank you. And she's like, why are you thanking me? I was like, no, just thank you for being you.
Darling, he would do anything to be me, even for a minute.
My mother would never lie to me like that. Like, the way Nalini lied.
Isn't that crazy?
Are you dating someone? And then Nalini says, I'm not dating anyone, and makes out her daughter as crazy.
Clear your out. That is so embarrassing for your life and your soul.
If you had even talked to your daughter during the Aneesa scene, you would know that people call her Crazy Devi. Okay, you would know how bad how you've triggered her.
My diamond earring came off in the ocean and it's gone. And there's people that are dying.
It's okay for her to date, but she has to face her daughter's hurt feelings. I'm sorry, she has to. You can't just date someone and expect your daughter to have no feelings about it. What? She was so close to her dad. And she just gaslit and invalidated all of Devi's feelings. Of course Devi's going to go and do crazy stuff and try and figure out the truth. When you're a liar, she needs to go and get proof.
Kiss her.
Liar!
Like, you're teaching your daughter not to trust her own instincts. I hated that scene. I hated when Mohan's mom came and slapped her. That's not okay. That's not okay. I know it's like a really light slap, but that's not okay.
I never thought he'd do that to me.
And said, don't talk to your mother like that. Why?
Why? Why?
And Mohan's mother just completely validated Devi's feelings. Said, oh, you should just, and bringing back the South Asian stuff, which like we don't talk about, but like directly, but it's there, that you respect your elders. Even when your elders do something wrong, just forgive them. Devi, when Devi needs to ask for forgiveness, she has to go around the whole
time. Aneesa, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Ben, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. When Nalini does something, oh, she's an adult.
Forgive her. Same, I don't even talk about Eleanor, but same thing happens with Eleanor. And I'm so over Aneesa and Ben, because Aneesa, you're rude. You're shady. Like, I don't like people like that who smile to your face and seem like, oh, they do everything right, but they should know what they're doing is wrong.
I know what the you're doing. No. I'm not appreciating it.
Why are people disrespecting Devi in her safe space? Why are you making out with her ex-boyfriend on her couch? You rude.
Personally, that's like a violation. That's very muggy. That's like a statement saying, you're a prick. I'm not going to let someone take me for a prick. No way.
Like, Aneesa, like, Devi, I was so proud of Devi for being like, let me find out what I can do to make myself unattractive to Ben. It was very simple because Ben's not a great character.
Be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Let's go back to Paxton. So that's happening on that side. Paxton, now 30-year-old Paxton with his yellow concealer, jarring.
Aren't you supposed to look pretty and not like a clown?
I didn't really feel much for him. I liked him as a character. I didn't know if I wanted Devi to be with him, but he won me over. Like, they showed his abs so many times. But see, it did not work on me for the whole season. Like, it really didn't work for me until he brought his grandfather over for that report. He made his grandfather feel seen. It was the best scene. He made his grandfather feel seen and heard.
Luckiest girl in the world, and that I'm being loved in a way that I've never been loved before.
It was beautiful. Oh, I loved it. I love that so much. I need more of Oji-chan? Oja-chan? Oh, I can't say it. I need more of his grandfather and him because it's beautiful. And then, oh my god, when he came in with the rain, sometimes all I think about is you. I loved it. I was like, this is the kuch kuch hota hai moment I didn't know I wanted, because I hate that film. But I loved it. And I was like, girl, if you're not going to do stuff with Paxton, I will.
Do you promise to give her fanny flutters for the rest of her life? I do.
Yeah. I love the ending scene of them dancing. I think it might be a dream. I think she's hit by the car. Maybe she's in hospital. But love the whole scene. But then it was ruined by two characters I don't like. I like the least. Eleanor and Ben.
Ben. Eleanor with such vim being like, you could have been him.
Shut up, Eleanor. See?
I beg your pardon? Shut up.
Baby's not the only one who gossips, okay? Who is Eleanor to tell Ben that?
You're not my type of girl, right? You carry on with what you're doing. Yeah, just out of my way.
Yeah. Who is Eleanor to tell Ben that? Eleanor, shut your mouth. That's so disrespectful. Your friend has a boyfriend now. What are you doing?
I actually give up. What a prick.
That's why you don't get into exclusive relationships. Ben, this is your fault. Ben, if you wanted to be with girlfriends with Aneesa, you should have been 100% sure you wanted to be with her and that you still didn't have feelings for Devi. Don't you dare come. I'm speaking to you, Ben. I'm speaking to you right now in the camera. Don't you dare come back to Devi.
You're sitting there bullshitting to yourself and everybody else.
Like, Devi's still sorting out her problems, but if you have not seen a character grow from season 1 and season 2, you've not been watching that on TV, on like books, or I've got some book stuff coming out. So yeah, thank you for being here, and yeah, Bye.